Bledsoe was arrested.
Patrick Montgomery was in court.
Jonathan Manapa will stay in federal custody.
No, I don't take responsibility at all.
Hey everyone, welcome to the show. So 42-year-old Texas resident and Army veteran Brandon Bradshaw traveled to D.C. with his mom. It's another mother-boy duo. So on January 6th, Bradshaw walked to the Capitol. He was carrying a flag that said Trump 2020, the sequel, Make Liberals Cry Again, which I just love irony, don't you? Carrying a Make Liberals Cry flag as you're literally throwing a tantrum, crying because Trump lost. Can't make it up. So anyway, Bradshaw headed straight to the front lines. He was challenging the police, and he was seen at the front of a mob that was yelling, "Hold the line," and they were pushing against the police. The prosecutor said Bradshaw wasn't personally instigating the push. However, there was a man behind Bradshaw who was pushing him into the police, and they said Bradshaw didn't say, "Hey, stop," or, move away from the guy. He just allowed it to continue. So moments later, Bradshaw was seen on video. He grabbed an officer's baton and he was holding on to it while he was simultaneously yelling into a bullhorn, quote, "We support the police." Again, can't make this shit up. And then he went on to tell the officers he loved and he supported them, because there's that irony thing again. And then to show the officers just how much he cared about them, just how much he loved them, Bradshaw ignored their repeated orders for him to move back. He ignored multiple orders to disperse, which were broadcast over the Capitol loudspeakers. And instead, Bradshaw remained on the front lines. He took a selfie with the police behind him, which, could be seen as mocking them. And then Bradshaw turned on the mob. There was another man who was calling the police traitors, and Bradshaw shoved that man, pretty violently shoved the man in the chest. Then Bradshaw started yelling at everyone about his military service, and he said the police are just doing their jobs. And then Bradshaw also said, quote, "I killed motherfuckers. Was I doing my job? Yes." This is not exactly true. According to the government sentencing memo, Bradshaw himself admits he was never deployed into combat in the Army. And his military records show not only was he never deployed, he only served in the military for 42 days. Evidently, he was discharged from the Army because of a medical condition that he just failed to mention. And because he served for less than 180 days, he wasn't eligible for an honorable discharge. So Bradshaw's termination is listed as uncharacterized. Anyway, just another man out there trying to steal valor from the people who actually were in combat. So a short time later, after Bradshaw was, touting his fairy tale military service, he was seen entering the Capitol through a broken window. The prosecutors say that Bradshaw was inside for approximately 1 hour and, quote, "Bradshaw pestered the outnumbered and exasperated police officers for fist bumps and selfies." Then, when the police gained control again and they were forcing everyone out, Bradshaw was heard telling other people that it was time to leave and, quote, "We did our job." And in regard to social media posts, the prosecutor mentioned that Bradshaw was, quote, "a prolific Facebook poster in the months before and after January 6. But they noted, quote, "There is a conspicuous absence of posts on his Facebook page between January 3 and January 8. Wonder why that is." So Bradshaw was arrested on June 27th of 2023, and he was charged with entering a restricted building or grounds, 2 counts of disorderly conduct, and parading or demonstrating in a Capitol building. In December of 2023, Bradshaw pleaded guilty to disorderly conduct in a restricted building or grounds. So he was facing up to 1 year in prison, 1 year of probation, and $100,000 in fines. And this time, the government actually requested almost the full prison term. They asked for 10 months in prison, 1 year of probation, 60 hours of community service, and $500 in restitution. So U.S. District Judge Timothy Kelly presided over Bradshaw's case, and when all was said and done, Bradshaw was sentenced to only 4 months in prison, 1 year of probation, a $500 fine, and $500 in restitution. Considering that he didn't physically harm officers, this was a decent sentence, I will say, comparatively. Not overall, but compared to these other January 6 defendants. Unfortunately, this is only a misdemeanor, so Bradshaw will be a free man during this year's election, and he will be able to vote. Now, let's hope he learned his lesson. Let's hope he stops trying to make himself out to be some sort of Rambo badass as well, because it's gross. So I will keep you posted. I'll let you know if I hear any more. Thank you so much for watching and listening. Please like this video, share it, become a subscriber if you have not, become a donor if you can. Love you all. Take care. Talk with you soon.